What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Warehouse Series and welcome to Discord Friday. Right here, guys, Discord Friday. And if you're new to the channel, this 5,000, I'm very excited about that. I reached over 5,000 subscribers earlier this week, guys. It took me almost 2 years to get there. So the next milestone is 10,000. So I hope you guys stay with me and you keep watching my channel and you help support my channel. And guys, I can't do it without you. You know, every week I got some diehard people that watch every week. They give me that thumbs up and they interact with my channel, and I really appreciate you guys. So today's topic, well, first, extra thank you for the 5,000 subscribers. I had a question earlier this week. Someone said, I'm going to work at a union job. Is there any way that you can help me with that? You know, is there anything I should expect? So I directed them to this video, the pros and cons of working in a union. I put this video out probably pushing 2 years ago. This is one of my first probably 20 videos that I put out of well over 300 videos I have on my playlist. And here I just put the pros and cons of working in a union. And they came back and they said to me, what is the one negative thing that you have learned over 25 years? What's the one negative thing that you cannot stand in your union? And I thought that was a good question, so I put it on. I wanted to address it here on this video, and that is, it doesn't matter how good of a worker you are. You will never, ever, 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 ever get rewarded for your work. You know why? You're not allowed. All right, you're not allowed to get rewarded for your work because you're a seniority number. So at our shop, when you first start, you're just an extra employee. You have no seniority. You have no rights to anything. You're just going to come in, throw boxes. You're going to do what they tell you to do, and you have very little union protection. And then when you get hired full-time status, that is when you get union protection, but you're a seniority number, guys. There's guys that, just to give you an example, we have like 300 and I don't know, I'm going to guess, let's just say 350. We have 350 employees at our work that are regular employees. So seniority number 350 could be the hardest worker in the building, and he is not going to get any better of a job than selecting. He's not going to get any privileges. He's not going to get any rewards. He's not going to get any, extra money except for incentive. And that if he works hard for incentive, that's about it, guys. Other than that, in a union shop, you do not get rewarded. You're not going to get moved to a forklift. You're not going to get removed to being off the clock, maybe doing receiving or anything to that nature. In a union shop, you are a number and only a number. And the more years you put in, the higher number you get. I've been at my job for 25 years. I started at seniority number 379. I'm at number roughly 96. All right, after 25 years. And I still do not have the cream of the crop job. I'm actually moving down. I'm actually going backwards. Because that's how our job is doing things now. They know they were lacking on employees, so they're going to start moving backwards. You're going to hear a lot of rants about my work coming up in the next year, or probably even less than that on my videos. But once again, I don't fault my company. I will always follow up with that. I don't fault my company. We're a small company that I believe is struggling, and they're going to do whatever they have to do to make the company operate at an efficiency with the employees that they have. So just remember, when you work at a union shop, you're starting at the bottom and you're working your way up by years served, not by how good of a worker you are. And that's why union shops have a lot of lazy people. That's why union shops have a lot of lazy people, because the more seniority you get, the less work that you can do and get away with it. You're protected by the union, so they can't just come up to you and fire you for not doing your work. There's method and procedures to everything inside that building that you are working at within Teamster thing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not, like I said, go watch my pros and cons of the union. I'm not bashing unions. There's a lot of freaking perks to being in a union, but there's a lot of downfalls as well. All right, guys, so with that being said, I also want to say over 800 members in Discord. I am very excited about that as well. Why am I excited about that? Just earlier this week, I had a question where someone said, can you do, a video on multiple stores, selecting multiple stores at one time? Well, I don't do that on my work. That sounds like a Cisco thing. A lot of Cisco workers do that. That's why I direct people to Discord, because we have hundreds of people over there that do work at shops like that work at warehouses like that, and they will help you. We got a lot of people over in Discord that will help you. So it's free, guys. It's in the description below. Click that link and come on over and join Discord. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and leave comments in my comment section, guys. I really appreciate it. Let's get on to today's video. All right, guys. So the first picture I want to look at is this one right here. And, you know, like I said, it doesn't matter if this is your work or you're taking a picture of other people's work in the warehouse. I always like to put this stuff on for a learning experience. When I see something like this with these big gaps in here, this is being level at all costs. This is the video that I put out a long time ago, being level at all costs, that you know these two, and they're going to line up. Instead of trying to fill in your layer, I all the time fill in my layer. I don't like this, so I don't know if it would be the result of sliding these over and turning these cases facing inward and making this a better pallet. But this is not a good pallet because this whole entire corner is getting ready to tip over. And in my opinion, this is a result of wanting to be level at all costs. Fill in your layers. You don't want gaps this big. Gaps should be very minute, guys. They should not be this big. Other than that, we're going to take a look at the other side of this pallet. All right, so I actually like and dislike the back of this pallet. All right, so we bridged from here to there, so we're good with that. I actually like the fact that we didn't put the bucket directly on top of this box because it would crush it. So I'm actually kind of glad that we slid it over and did this, and then we brought our, see, this is what I was talking about. Yes, so right here, see that? We tried to match our imaginary line. I like what they did there. Why did we not center this case? Or why did we not just take this bottom case out and put these bigger cases down and set them flat? Don't be afraid to move cases, guys, especially if it's only one to make your pallet that much better. So if this was me and I had this case here, first of all, my case would have been centered. Now we got a slight lip coming down here. That is very minute. This is where tying from a high to a low is actually, you know, you could get away with it. But I would have slid this case out, dropped these bigger cases down. I definitely would have made this work. The fact is, this is a person that's been there for a year selecting. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I got people at my work that's been there for 10 years and they still can't stack pallets. So, I mean, it's like people just don't care. But yeah, this could have easily been corrected. But I do like the bucket placement. But all right, guys, I don't like this. And if your warehouse allows it, or I mean, if this is the way they want you to do it, then this is the way they want you to do it. There's nothing you can do about it. This is a lot of weight stacking and balancing on top of this ice. I know this is a bigger warehouse. This is Kroger. This is, you know, definitely you want full cube pallets going on the truck so you can utilize the space, but I just don't like it. I don't like it. And not to mention that, let's say we put this into the reefer truck and, you know, on the way to the, you know, if it's hot out wherever you are, maybe the reefer's counteracting with the humidity outside, and maybe this stuff starts thawing out a little bit enough for juices to start leaking out. Now juices are going to start leaking over. Whatever beef is in these bottom cases right here are going to start leaking on the ice bags. I don't like it at all. I'm not a fan of it. For the two reasons I just said. Once this could teeter over, and the other one that the liquid from the beef, whatever kind of beef that is, can leak onto the bags. Not a fan. If it's ice goes out that heavy in this warehouse, then they maybe need to think about having a separate distributor put their ice to the stores, because I just don't agree with this. But the pallet's beautiful. All right, guys, this is another one, just like, you know, the one, you know, we're squeezing cases in the gaps. You don't always have to fill in these gaps, guys, because I'll tell you what, I've said this in videos in the past, man, these small cases could push over a whole freaking corner, because as you're driving and this starts rocking in there, you do not understand how one case wedging into a gap like this could push the whole entire heavy corner over. And it could very well happen. Not to mention, we're using this stupid plastic pallet. If you have to use them, you have to use them. If you don't use them. And we're not even utilizing the whole entire pallet. We're not all the way over. Just not a fan of this stuff. This could have been prevented from turning cases. We are pointing cases inwards, but on the back of my pallet, if this is the back of your pallet, I like to point cases the opposite direction. I don't know. High to a low, we're leaning outwards. This is just very bad placement of cases right here. I don't mind your column with these bigger cases. This over here is not bad. And I mean, we're not horrible going up the side here. We just really goofed up this middle right here. I like how you push the top pallet or the top case over. Hopefully it's a heavy case. You pushed it over to try to take the pressure off the corner here from leaning. But yeah, this is a result of just squeezing cases in where we don't have to put them. All right, guys, this is the definition of when I talk about lines. Imaginary lines all the way up. This is as good as you're going to get. Whoever built this, perfectly done. We got, see how we kept our nice spaced out gaps. We're not forcing cases where they don't need to be. Got a nice, see the sunny D? We keep the sunny D in the middle, keeping level. Maybe, guys, look, we got a high corner with a low inside, and it's slight. It's slight, and then we tie it in with the pickles. I mean, this pallet is just problem case. Why do I call it a problem case? Because it's not a solid case. It looks like it might have an open top. Perfect. Open top. Perfect. Tucked in the middle. Nice solid boxes on the corners. Two of the same case on the corners. I mean, this box is great all the way around. Pallet is great all the way around. I don't even mind the case standing up on end right here because we got a light case on top of it. But yeah, this is just very well built. We're using blue wood. Guys, use blue wood if you can. Blue or red wood, but very nicely done. Thank you for posting your work. All right, guys, and we're going to end with a dairy pallet. And the first time, I looked at this pallet and immediately thought, wow, what a low roof in this warehouse. Like, obviously these are being hand stacked up here. This is a very small warehouse, obviously. I mean, look at this, very low roof. We got sprinkler heads right here. So you're not fitting any forklifts in there, but let's get to the pallet. The pallet is beautifully done. We're on plastic. Once again, if you have to use plastic, you got to use it. But look how we just imaginary line straight up, guys. This is how you do it. We're not forcing too many cases on one layer. We're not sticking out. We're pointing in. We got a yogurt, a Chobani. It looks like a Chobani up on its side. I don't agree with that if that's a Chobani up on its side. If it's upright, then fine. If it's on its side, I don't agree with putting yogurt on its end. But it looks like we're not horribly heavy on top of it. Coffee mate on the inside. I like it. We got Fairlife front corner. Guys, when I get the Fairlife, I put them on front corner. But this is a very nicely built dairy pallet, and I just want to add it a dairy on. Thank you for posting your work. All right, guys, that's it for today. Like I said, thank you for joining the channel, and thank you for subscribing. Very excited about the 5,000. Very excited about the 800 members. And guys, that's it for today. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you guys next week on Discord Friday.